Welcome, one and all, to my very first vlog episode where I know for a fact I'm gonna keep looking at myself rather than at the camera, because I don't do this. Usually, I do this and I just talk on my story on Instagram. But, we're here on YouTube. Hooray! If you're new here, my name's Jackie, owner of High Elevation Adventure, and I am here to share all things adventure, photography, and outdoor education. And for this little vlog series, we're gonna work on building out my summer home. It's beautiful. It's empty right now, but it will be cool looking. To start out with, why am I building out my Jeep? Good question. We're gonna sleep in it, of course, which I've done before. It's usually not a big deal. Usually I just put an air mattress down. I have this little thingy that I usually put stuff in, and it works. It works for me when I'm going and doing 14ers, but I need to change the layout a little bit for this upcoming summer because I have to make room for not only myself, but all of my art show supplies as well, which is a lot of stuff. So as an adventure photographer, I actually sell my work, my landscape work, out at art shows all over the place. This is kind of the first year I'm really going big with it. I did a couple shows last year, kept it fairly local. It was either here at home or in Colorado by where my family house is, so I got to stay there for free. Didn't have to worry about camping or getting a hotel or anything. But I have 18 shows on my list for this year, and that's a lot. And that's a lot of money if you spend it on hotels, which we're not gonna do. We're gonna sleep here. So we're making it a little bit more cozy, making it a little bit more livable, but part of that challenge too has been that I do have all my art supplies that need to go in my car as well, and normally it fills up the entire back of the car. Usually I have a big old canopy right here, boom, like this, magic. And then not only do I have my canopy, but I have boxes of my photo stuff. I have a big tub that has some photo stuff. I then have my actual metal art pieces that usually kind of sit here in the middle. And then stacked on top of everything, I put my big carpet panels. They just kind of lay across everything. And then usually it really is. It's about to the ceiling by the time I get everything packed into the car. So it is a lot of stuff. My two biggest challenges in packing not only myself in the back of this car, but all my art stuff as well, is really my carpet panels and then this sucker right here, because they take up the most room. So my carpet panels are basically these big 3-foot by 6-foot like DIY panels that I made for my booth. And they're carpeted on both sides, so I can literally just stick Velcro on the back of my metal art pieces and just stick them to the wall, which is great. They just take up a lot of room and they're not exactly like compactable. So, and then this thing, this big old 10 by 10 canopy tent is about 65 inches long. So figuring out how to store those two things in the car, as well as me and all my hiking stuff and camera stuff, and really just being able to live in here for the equivalent of 2 months during the summer. Yeah, it's a lot. So the biggest thing to figure out was, where was I gonna put that? Because it's so long and it's so heavy that I don't really have a lot of options. I'm planning to get a big cargo basket for the top of my roof, and that's exactly 65 inches long, so there's a chance it doesn't fit. But the other reality of that is this thing weighs like 90 pounds. I'm not putting that on the roof. I can clean and press pretty heavy, but doing that after every art show and trying to get it on and off my car is a whole nother story. This isn't a barbell. This is a big hunk of metal. It's not happening. So I needed it to be a little bit more level where I could reach it. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a cargo hitch basket that'll just kind of hang off of here. and that's only 58 inches wide. And I tried to find longer ones, and the longest one I could find is only like 60 inches. I searched for like 3 days to try to find longer hitches, and I just really couldn't find one. That was seriously the best hitch that I found, and it works because my plan is to have all my photography boxes out in like a weatherproof bag on that hitch, and then this will just stay in here and it'll be fine. But then the next question came, where do I put the panels? Because those take up the most room. And my initial plan was to put them under the bed, because I thought, oh, they should fit, right? Not quite. All right, so when my panels are in here, they are about 37, 38 inches across, and they just stack on top of all my photography boxes and just fill to the ceiling. Putting them in the car was kind of my initial first option. I was thinking, oh, I could build myself a little bed platform, hide them under the bed, and they'll fit. But that's not gonna work. This wheel well is in the way. I would have to essentially center my bed and then have it all under the bed to be able to put it underneath, because this is only about 32 inches of clearance between the canopy. If I moved the canopy somewhere else, like say out on a cargo hitch, if I could find one long enough, that's still a possibility, but then I still need to store all my art stuff somewhere. And if I build a center platform, there's less room for that kind of storage. So I want my bed on the side so that I have more storage space for either this or my art supplies. The easiest thing to move ended up being the panels. Panels are going up on the roof. They're gonna go in a cargo basket. It's just gonna be nice and easy. I'm gonna cover them in a tarp, strap them down in the basket, and it'll be easy, good to go. And those panels are super light. They'll be easy to take off the roof of the car. Not a problem. And the other nice thing is the basket I've been looking at comes with another like waterproof cargo bag. So any of my extra gear that I need to bring, like my climbing gear, my backpacking gear, my like crampons, ice axe, that kind of thing that I'm planning on taking with me on at least one of the trips, maybe more, I will probably put that stuff on the roof in that cargo bag. So I've got some options playing in my head, but I have like a general layout now, and that is the important part, because that means I can start building out my platform and plan it out. So I have it all measured out, I have it planned. So after measuring everything out back here and listing out exactly what I need to pack and where, we're gonna do some window shopping. We are officially at IKEA. I probably won't buy anything at IKEA, but it's more just kind of looking for ideas of like storage and shelving and things like that, and kind of mentally making a list of what I want this to look like back here. So let's go explore. All right, so one thing I have considered, and this is kind of why I'm here, is I've thought about getting some individual squares and then lining them up down where my canopy is supposed to go, and I just wouldn't put the backs on them, and then I could shove my canopy in there. But then I can also do another row where I turn the squares facing my bed, and then I can have little cubbies facing my bed. So that is definitely something I've been thinking about. And then these are just easy to get. I can get whatever colors and patterns I want. Easy storage. I could also get something like this, literally just like lay it on its side on top of the other cubbies. And then I could have like the option of little drawers. I don't know if I'd want drawers or not, but this is why we're brainstorming. this one's actually perfect for sliding under the bed. It's about 30 inches long, 22 inches wide, and 7 inches deep. And I kind of wish it was a little bit skinnier so I could fit 2 of them under the bed, because I have, with the wheel well, or between the wheel well and the canopy, I have about 32 inches of clearance. So if I can find 2 that are like 15 inches wide, that'd be good. There are definitely a lot of options for choosing what color cubbies to have. I got lots of different options and materials, and that looks like a cat bed. It is a cat bed. Well, I don't have a cat. I'm allergic. So I already have some battery-powered twinkle lights, but I'm considering doing these like strip LEDs. But they would also probably need to be battery-powered. I'll have to like look on Amazon or something. All right, hardest decision. What color are we doing? Because there are a lot of colors. I personally am pretty partial to the green. Give it some nice forest vibes in the car. I like black too. I'm also thinking the wood, because my platform will be wood and then everything's just kind of neutral wood toned. It'd be easy. But I could paint the wood whatever color I want. There's also gray. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. This is not a decision I have to make right this minute. The inside of my car is gray. I could do gray and match the rest of my car. The other thing I was thinking though is buying one of these and taking it home to test and see if I can fit my canopy in it. Because if it doesn't fit, then I know that I need to build a platform. So if I take one home to test, I need to pick a color now, and then I'm just married to that color, so decisions. All right, so not bad for a window shop. I didn't expect to get anything. I expected to just kind of like brainstorm. Ended up getting 2 things. I got that tray that I know 100% I will use. I like already had this in mind of like something that I wanted. And then I did get a shelf to test, one of those little square cubbies. So I picked green. I have a vision. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna go build it and test it out. All right, so the more I thought about it, the more I realized my canopy needs to go outside. Which means I have to remeasure everything, because my tote boxes are wider and taller than my canopy bag. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, you know, I really should not have a bunch of cardboard boxes full of cardstock and photo paper out in the elements, even though the tote bag says it's weatherproof. Is it actually? But if I put the canopy out there, it's not a big deal if it gets wet. It also weighs like 100 pounds, so it's gonna be hard to steal off that rack. Like, I really should have my art inside, but that means I have to remeasure everything. So now we get to remeasure everything. The good news is, doing it this way, I actually gained some like sleep space. I gained like 2 inches because all my art boxes are different sizes, and I would take my biggest tote, put it in this back corner here where I have the most space. And I'm also actually thinking about taking these out completely, because I can take them off the hinges down here. And then I've got a little bit of cubby space like right behind the seats. So many things. But yeah, biggest tote goes in the back corner, and then all along this space, I can have the smaller art boxes. I could even put those under the bed. I'm actually thinking about making a full wide platform, and then everything can just be cubbied underneath. And then I can still have my like little cubby shelves on the side. And then basically right here will just be a cutout so I could have like my sleeping platform, have a little cutout for my tote, and then space underneath. Yeah, ideas. So many ideas. I may need to go back to the drawing board. I know for a fact those little square cubbies are going to be perfect. I might not need 4 of them anymore. Like I originally mathed out I could put 4 in here. If I've got the big tote, I'm not going to do that. I might use that tote as like a little counter space almost. And then maybe just have 3 cubbies. And then I also have this little thing, which is nice. I don't want to block it out too much. I want to be able to get to it. So I think for now, this is a good stopping point. I think I need to really think about my layout and everything and really figure out where I want to put stuff, which I already sort of figured out, but now I changed my mind again. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board a little bit before we actually go and get the plywood to build out the platform, because that is gonna be the next step. If you're still with me, thank you. Go ahead and give this video a like, give my channel a subscribe, and I will see you in the next chapter when we actually take some power tools to this thing.